eNews at 7, live from Johannesburg. I'm Kathy Mutlahlana. These are your top stories tonight. Anger and sadness as family and friends paid moving tributes to Sibusiso Khwinana. Stabbed for a cell phone, Sibusiso Khwinana, one of the lead actors in the movie Matwetwe, has died at the hands of petty thieves. This is our lead tonight. Sibusiso Khwinana, one of the lead actors in the movie Matwetwe, has died. He was reportedly stabbed to death in Pretoria last night. Officials say the actor and a friend were apparently attacked over a cell phone. Police have since opened a case of murder and robbery. Arts and Culture Minister Matwetwe says he's devastated to learn of the actor's untimely death. Matwetwe has described Khwinana as the pride of Soshanguve. The Freedom Front Plus says it's firmly against land expropriation and BEE. The party says race shouldn't be used for the purposes of benefiting one part of society. It launched its election manifesto in Pretoria today. One of their manifesto promises include bringing the number of government ministers down to 18 compared to President Cyril Ramaphosa's 33. Their Western Cape Premier candidate Peter Murray said he's not scared if any political party leader, even including Peter Groenewald are promising to make life easier for all South Africans.
What we say you must fight back against, firstly we say you must fight back against, for instance, expropriation without compensation. That is detrimental to the future of South Africa. We must fight back against discrimination and discrimination based on race. And then we say, let's do away with black economic empowerment. Let's do away with affirmative action. We know that, of course, there are people in South Africa who are very poor. And yes, we must assist those people, but we must not have the criteria based on race.
President Cyril Ramaphosa says the African National Congress hopes are on the Northwest province. Ramaphosa launching the ANC's provincial election manifesto in Rustenburg today. He says that as long as the people on the ground and in communities are united, there's hope for the party. The ANC still commands strong support in the province despite the Economic Freedom Fighters Party making inroads.
The party di shebile Northwest di ntse di re go na le chance nyana ya gore ba ka nkela ANC mmuso mo Northwest a re eng re lo ba bontsha gore ba lora a se ntho e tla etsagalang mo Northwest mo a re eng re lo ba bontsha gore Northwest ke yona e tla fang ANC the nomoro tse ko dimo go feta tsotlhe. So Northwest tshepo ya rona re le ANC mo go lona.
Let's take a look at one of our lead stories tonight. Minister Bekikele has called on police to present a watertight case when suspects stand trial in the Sibusiso Khwinana murder case. He was addressing mourners this afternoon, hundreds gathering at the funeral service of the 28-year-old as he was laid to rest. Lindokuhle Kulu has the story.
The body of Sibusiso Khwinana is brought into the church for the last service. Hundreds have attended the funeral service where family and friends shared fond memories of the man and offered messages of support for the family.
Today, there is a nation praying for you. People that don't know you, have never laid eyes on you or your son, all over South Africa, praying for you and for this day. May that be your strength.
He once said on his tombstone, one day we should write the sinner's prayer. And then we laughed about it. And in order for his death, but his tombstone, they should be led to Jesus Christ as the Savior of the world.
Tori, I love you, my brother. I love you so much. Thank you for your patience. because I would always give him advice. I would speak for 5 minutes, and he would look like he's listening, and then at the end of the 5 minutes, he'd go, just to let me know that I'm wasting his time.
Police Minister Bheki Cele was also in attendance. He's called on police to make sure there's no escape for the suspects. That's by ensuring a thorough investigation and presentation of evidence.
The call I'm making to the police that when these cases go to court, the prosecutors and the magistrates should not find the fault. It should be them explaining why do they take that road.
Those calling for justice for Temane say they are pleased with the promises made so far, but the proof will be in the action.
We are encouraged, but we are yet to see what will transpire from then on.
Cele has confirmed that 3 of the 9 suspects in custody are adults in their 30s. They'll appear in court next week. Lindokuhle Qulu, Polokwane.
Rhema Bible Church pastor Ray Macaulay has expressed concern over the growing number of bogus religious leaders. He's accused them of taking advantage of people. Macaulay was responding to the Alleluia Ministries pastor who purportedly brought a dead man back to life.
Over the 40 years that I've been in the ministry, I've seen maybe 2 or 3 miracles. Now we've had many, many hundreds of healings. But a miracle is a divine intervention of God in the ordinary course of nature. It's creative. Jesus never advertised miracles. But there is a desperation in our country. The gap between the haves and have-nots many times has left people desperate, particularly if they have a serious disease or they have a serious illness or they're looking for a miracle in their life. So obviously that desperation has drawn them to these people that have manipulated them, have taken their money.
Toll fees on South Africa's roads have increased by 4.5%, adding another financial burden to already cash-strapped consumers. The additional tariffs are intended for use in upgrading road infrastructure, but consumers argue the increase will impact their budgets. Ngobile Magala filed this report.
Many motorists in Gauteng do not pay e-tolls, but an increase in toll tariffs means more pressure for the consumers that actually do. And AA warns there will be a ripple effect as the prices of basic goods and services may increase.
The cumulative effect of the increase to the toll fees is just going to add to the burden that consumers have. We believe it's really going to impact hardest on the poorest of the poor.
ALTA has also weighed in.
We feel that if government took the bold step to scrap e-tolls, that what would be unleashed is a tremendous amount of public goodwill, and the kind of goodwill that we need now to actually build our country. And there are many ways that we could recuperate those losses without doing too much fiscal wizardry. But the fact is that people feel that this was imposed on them, that it's unfair, they have no control of increases, and it's affecting all of us in our pockets.
But Sunroll insists that the toll increase is required for fixing the very roads that the motorists use.
We need to continue collecting so that we can maintain and even upgrade because traffic volumes are increasing. The capacity of the road this year may not hold increased traffic 5-10 years down the line.
Our government should take part in this thing and maybe come up with a solution on how maybe we can work this thing out, you see. Yeah, but the way it's happening now is killing us a lot.
Now we're paying more for petrol, paying more for toll gates. Well, fortunately, I don't pay e-tolls.
It seems walking might just be a cheaper option for motorists in the future, as they continue to feel the financial pinch. Nobile Madlala, Johannesburg.
Coming up on eNews after this short break, it was high heels and fancy meals as members of the LGBTIQA community in Cape Town took to the streets today to spread the message of love. Welcome back. It's a staple on Cape Town's annual calendar, and this year was no different. The Cape Town Pride Parade drew hundreds from the LGBTIQA community. They marched under the theme, I am me, no excuses, no regrets. Piladi Situsa was there.
Love, love, love. The LGBTQIA community spread this message through the streets of Cape Town. The annual Cape Town Pride Parade saw hundreds join to celebrate and embrace their unique identities.
And I thought, no, I need to go to my family because this is where the love is. And I'm feeling it already, I'm loving it.
This day means a lot. It really means the gay pride for who you are. There's many gay people that is in the closet.
It is inevitably a celebration. The event has made it possible for more people to feel comfortable to come out.
Some dressed up, some braved the walk in heels, and all used the day to loudly and proudly support the fight for increased equality. Piladi Situsa, Cape Town.
Well, let's take a look now at Newsmaking International headlines. A day-long battle between Al-Shabaab and Somali government forces has ended with 29 people dead. Somali forces shot 3 Al-Shabaab militants who had been hiding in a building in the Mogadishu city center. The violent battle was launched with a car bomb by Al-Shabaab on Thursday night. Police in the country fear the death toll from the shootout will rise. Somalia has been victim to lawlessness and violence since 1991. And the year 2000 Nobel Prize winner for physics, Zores Alferoz, has died aged 88. At the time, Alferoz shared the nearly $1 million award with 2 American scientists, Herbert Krumer and Jack Kilby. The award recognized his 1970s research work in information technology, which paved the way for modern-day computers, CD players, and mobile telephones. Alferoz, who was also a member of Russia's parliament, was a staunch communist. He was born in Belarus in 1930, then part of the Soviet Union. Well, that's all your sport we have for you this evening. After the break, we'll have your weather details, and then the glitz and glamour is on full display at Sun City tonight as the best in South African film and television vie for the SAFTA Awards. We're live there shortly.
Welcome to the Weather Centre, where the day starts off with some fog along the west coast, and we're forecasting light morning rain over the eastern part of the Eastern Cape. Quite a bit of cloud has settled in over KwaZulu-Natal, with a possibility of rain along the coast and thunder showers as we head further inland. It'll be another sunny and dry and hot day across much of South Africa's interior, but with the possibility of thunderstorms mainly for Limpopo and Mpumalanga. In fact, you'll see a 60% chance of thunderstorms for Mpumalanga and Limpopo, with isolated thunder showers extending all the way through to the interior part of KwaZulu-Natal. We're expecting a 60% chance of showers along the coastline, with a chance of light rain over the eastern part of the Eastern Cape, and that's mainly early on Sunday morning. They say Weather Service have issued a high fire danger warning on Sunday, with runaway fires possible over the northern part of the country. Here's a look at your weather forecast in detail, with another hot day in the northeast. Pretoria topping 35 degrees, sizzling hot 37 for Mahikeng, and Vryburg and Tabazimbi at 38, with Bombela expecting a high of 28 degrees. We stick with that high as we head towards Ladysmith and Komani, 34 for Bloemfontein and Velkom, both the sunny forecast on Sunday, 25 for Pietermaritzburg, with thunderstorms over the KZN interior and the possibility of rainfall as we head towards the coastline. A moderate southeasterly wind is expected in Richards Bay, with a fresh easterly wind between Port St John's and Port Elizabeth, all in the mid-20s, with a small swell along the east coast of 1 metre from the south-southwest. 33 degrees as we head towards Beaufort West, Oudtshoorn and Worcester, 31 for Graafrenet and Somerset East. You'll see a warm afternoon as we head towards the coastline, with most highs in the mid-20s. A southeasterly wind is expected from Plettenberg Bay through to Cape Agulhas, with a light to moderate southwester for Muizenberg and Hermanus. And along the south coast, we'll see a 1.5 metres south-southwesterly swell at 13 seconds. Sunny and dry throughout the northern Cape, with highs in the mid-30s for Uppington Wellington and Kimberley. Pretoria 37, around 30 degrees over the western part of the province with a fine and dry day. On Sunday, we're forecasting a fresh southerly breeze for Alexander Bay at 26, with southwesterly winds between Lambert's Bay and Table Bay. Cape Town topping 27, with a 2-metre southwesterly swell along the west coast. On Monday, a cold front brings in rainfall for Cape Town at 24, reaching George by Monday evening with a high of 26 degrees. Thunderstorms continue over the far eastern part of South Africa, with a sizzling hot day for KZN. That's all from the Weather Centre. Have a lovely Sunday.
Well, it's all light camera action, at least in Sun City, with final preparations for the 13th edition of the SAFTA Awards taking place tonight. It's the industry's biggest event, and it's about to begin. Our reporter, Slindelo Masikane, is there for us tonight. Slee, good evening. You look ravishing, if I might say so. What are the stars saying ahead of this awards ceremony?
Thank you, Sis Kathy. I tried. I'm not used to, dressing up for our job, but I think I made a good attempt today. So, we are on the red carpet. We're counting down. The event is scheduled to start maybe in the next half hour or so. We've been seeing some beautiful dresses on the red carpet. We've been seeing, some of Mzansi's local stars really coming out in their numbers, looking absolutely amazing. Now, I'm going to take you quickly to my guests. We're joined by Tina, a veteran in this business, loved by so many, loved by myself. I'm having a bit of a moment right now. But yes, thank you for joining us. And I know, of course, you formed part of that judging panel. Tell me how difficult it was to really narrow down the nominees.
Oh my goodness, we had a very outstanding, submissions, and I'm not allowed to say much about what happens behind the scenes. But I could say that the talent is growing. We are doing an outstanding job out there, and thanks to the up and coming, aspiring actors, they're doing a great job.
Yeah. Tell me what you want to see change in this industry. What growth do you want to see happen?
Because of the budget constraints, I feel sorry for all the broadcasters, I feel sorry for all the production houses, and it's been a dry season for the past 2 years. I stand to be corrected. And I think as soon as someone, somewhere, somehow unleashes the budget, I think we'll be good to go. But other than that, it's very difficult to say this is where we need to omit things, this is where we need to incorporate things. I think the major part of thing, it's the budget. Release the budget, please.
All right, thank you so much. Have a fantastic evening. I'm just going to quickly now grab a producer who's just been making some amazing stuff. Lockdown, nominated. You guys are really a favorite among South Africans. What keeps you so inspired and so creative to be telling these stories for us?
I think it's definitely passion, it's the love for what we do, and I've got a great team, I've got great producers, great actors. That's why they're all nominated tonight, best support, best actors, best production. So I'm really blessed to have the team that I have, especially the Blake Brain office and the amount of hard work that they put in. We never sleep, so that's why we make sure that we're constantly at the top, and we've been at the top for 19 years exactly, you know what I'm saying, having the highest watch shows, and we keep doing that. So I'm happy, I'm glad, I'm blessed.
Have a good night, have a good evening, and good luck.
Thank you very much.
All right.
I see you reading your motion right there.
Oh my goodness, all right. So as you can see, it's quite busy right now. All the stars are literally coming in buses, literally in buses. So we're going to really count down to around 8 o'clock. These SAFTAs will be broadcast live. The minister is here, and we did engage him a lot about the issues that have been raised by our local stars. And of course, we're looking forward to seeing who of the fan favorites will be taking home the coveted Golden Horn.
Leave it there for tonight, and that wraps up our bulletin. Good night and have a lovely one.